and go home. So here's an interesting uh, conversation I had with one of my team members yesterday during our one-on-one. So I was talking to her, and she was telling me how she often works longer hours than what I thought was doing. Usually, I am looking at her, and I'm expecting her to do between 8.5 to 9 hours a day, nothing more than that. And she was saying, often she's struggling and she is doing 9, 10 hours because time, 10, 11 hours actually, because there's so much to do. So I told her, look, work hard, go home. So what do I mean by that? Often we as employers, we want our employees to work longer hours, do more for what they're getting paid, and then we sometimes also reward them with bonuses, right, for going above and beyond. And by all means, I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, but at the same time, we have a moral obligation as managers, as leaders, as whoever that we make sure they're not overworking because it's not good. Because I am talking this from a standpoint of someone who is on the entrepreneur sector, like an end, where I am, leading people, managing people, and guiding them and coaching them. On the other hand, I have also been, led, learned, managed, and things like this. And I will tell you why this matters because quality of work, quality of life matters, right? If you cannot, stop working when you get home or when outside your normal working hours, and you're always working outside your normal working hours, there is something really wrong. Whether you're working for me or whether you're working for someone else, if your manager, if your leader is not stopping you and saying, "Hey, what's going on? Why do I keep seeing you doing all these things?" There's something wrong. Why? Let me ask you this question. What if I were to bring my dirty dishes from home and wash them at work during work hours? Would that be unethical? What if I was bringing, dinner vegetables or lunch vegetables and chopping them at work at my desk? How would you like that? I'm pretty sure if you're my manager, you would be like, pulling me to the side and say, "Hey, Sajid, we need to have a conversation. This is not what you do at work. Work is meant for work." Then at what point is it okay for you to take your work home or work beyond the normal business hours when it's supposed to be a family time, right? You usually do 8 hours of work, 8 hours of rest, or whatever you do, and 8 hours of sleep, right? That's how, at a high level, that's how it should break down. Now, you sometimes work for 10 hours or 11 hours or whatever. Sometimes you do that. You have to always do that work extra hours to get the project done. But if you're always doing those things and your manager is saying, "Oh, it's okay," or overlooks and contacts you at a random hour of the day, random, times, and messaging you and giving you tasks rather than pulling up and they say, "Hey, how are things going? I see you have a lot on your plate." Something is wrong, right? Imagine if I were to take my dirty dishes again to work and start washing them during office hours, they're going to pull me to the side and say, "Hey, what's going on with you? Why are you doing that? That's a waste of company resources. You are abusing it." But somehow, these businesses and managers have found out, oh, it's okay to walk all over your employees' life when they're supposed to be off, resting, recharging, doing other things in their life, taking care of the families, things like that. So where I'm going with this is I told her, look, I don't expect you to work longer than 8 to 9 hours a day. If you're doing it, we do our weekly meetings. We need to make sure you have enough priorities and sometimes if you're slow, you need to catch up, right? But I don't want you to do that. I want you to turn it off. I want you to go back to your family, go to your home, enjoy, right? I'm not doing this because, oh, I think I should deserve the medal for the best boss of the year. I'm doing this because I truly care. I truly care because I don't want her to get burnt out, right? I truly care that this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. I truly care because if she's always working, that means she's taking time out of from other things in her life, whether it's spending time with her family, whether doing things that she enjoys, whether learning something new, whether advancing her knowledge, skill set. She has to bound to cut something off of her schedule to accommodate this extra hours, right? So that basically means her life is not going to be as well-rounded as good. Quality of life is not going to be there. Now, obviously, you're not going to see it the first month she does it, the third month, the first quarter, the first year. But over time, you see that. It's like how if you stop brushing every day, you don't see the results right away. But after a year, your teeth starts to fall off. Now, that's like very fast. So I hope this serves you right. And I hope you find out where you are. Because before I go, I will tell you another thing. Even if we have a car running 24 hours a day, we'd be like, man, that thing needs rest, right? Even if we are running our car or machine, so 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, you'll be like, we're putting too much pressure on this machine. We need to scale back. We need to find something else. We need to find a second machine to kind of give it a rest so that the other machine picks it up, or else we know what happens. But somehow we humans, we tend to blur the lines. The other thing we do, and I think this is the thing I will talk more about bad managers and bad leaders, is anyone who cares that for the long run will make sure that you don't work, right? I've worked, and I mean, don't get me wrong. When I first joined the workforce, and I've worked, and I've taken things that were way beyond my, skill set, and way beyond. I was drowning. I felt like I was drowning. I think I still remember Robert, my manager back then, pulled me to the side and said, "Sajid, there will always be something to do. In a company like ours, in a startup like ours, where we just went public, there will always be things to do. There will always be fire that needs to be, taken care of. But what I need you to do is shut off and take rest. I need you to shut off, take rest, and enjoy." And that advice that Robert gave me, stayed with me forever. And I now, after all these years, when I look back, I'm thinking, what a genuine manager he was, that he really cared. He didn't want me to just work. Because I was in consulting. Remember, consulting, and my bonus was tied to the number of billable hours, right? And because that's how my thing was. So I was always working, but he told me, he said, Sujit, you're working too hard and you're getting burnt out. It's like a player, athlete, working so hard that or even when I go to the gym, if I'm working out 3 hours, anyone who is in the fitness industry and knows fitness will tell me I've reached a point of diminishing return. After an hour, hour and a half, it's a point of diminishing return. I'm pulling weights or I'm pushing weights or whatever it is, I'm not going to get the results, right? I'm just taxing my body and my cells are kind of dying away. It's same thing with work. The brain cells can only do so much before you need to rejuvenate. And you need to, not rejuvenate, you need to basically relax, right? Wrong word, but I hope you get the meaning. So hope this serves you well. Take care. Until next time. Bye-bye.